Morning everybody. So let us start our lecture today by looking our schedule. So according to our schedule, this week we will discuss repetition. I'm sorry. According to our schedule, in this week we will discuss repetition structure. By the way, selection structures, repetition structures, and methods. These are the building blocks of a programming language. So in order to learn a programming language, you should have clear understanding about these three items: structures, repetition, and method. So in our previous lectures, previous 2 weeks, we discussed about selection structures. Okay, for selection structure, we use if else, else if, else. And also we use a switch case break statement. So if you have any issue in understanding those selection structures, please come to see me or come to see your graduate teaching assistants or in our tutoring center, or if you are scared to all of us, sit with your friend. Or there are a lot of videos. You can rewatch my recorded lecture video. Or there are a lot of videos and study materials online. You can follow on, and you have to have clear understanding on this. So your selection structure will be used in repetition structure, and selection and repetition structures will be used in methods and everywhere. At this point, you should get interest in programming. So we are a few weeks now. I think at this point you will be having interest in programming. Programming is a kind of thing that if you find interest in it, then you will spend hours after hours, day after days, whole night in solving a problem. Start repetition structures today. In other words, repetition structures, in other words, these are called looping statement or looping structures. Okay. Looping means in order to execute a statement more than one time. So we usually use do while, and for loop for repetition structure. In one of our previous classes lectures, we discussed for loop a little bit. Okay, we will do for loop again later, but let us start with the while loop. While loop, these are very simple, not complicated if you understand the basic, and if you give attention for the next 30 minutes. Give full attention, please. Everybody, if you do not practice, close your devices, please, and give attention to me. Okay, if you do not have any previous experience on this, give full attention to me. Discuss that unless otherwise stated, all of the program statements will be executing starting from the beginning and one statement at one time and one by one. Sometimes we may need to repeat a statement again and again and again. Okay, in order to do that, a repetition structure is used. Repetition is used to concise our code and to do this smoothly. So we will learn how to use while, do while, and for. At least we will have clear concept about while. Once you understand while loop, it is very simple. But there is a difference between while and do while. We will discuss that. Okay. All repetition. Remember that all looping statements are controlled by a Boolean expression, at least one Boolean expression. This Boolean expression will tell us whether this will be repeating or not. So as we know that a Boolean expression gives us only either true or false value, right? Nothing else. A Boolean expression gives us true or false value. Okay. And we also use data type, write data type in order to execute our looping statement. We will go through this. Usually while and do while loops runs undetermined unknown numbers of iteration. Unknown numbers of iteration, that means at some point we need to have a condition. So until the condition is true, it will remain. It will be executing. And once the condition is false, it will execute. And for loop is used usually if we know how many times we want to execute. Then we use for loop. So all looping statements have an initial condition that denotes the starting point and beginning in a certain state, and it must have a test. It must have a test or condition to continue, and it will progress until the condition becomes false. So this is the simplest structure of a while loop. So within while, after while, within parentheses, we will put a condition. The condition will be a Boolean condition. It will give us either true or false result until this is false. As long as the condition is true, it will execute the statement. And as soon as this condition will become false, it will terminate. So this is flows chart of a while loop. So the condition will be the beginning, and then if the condition is true, then it will be looping, iterating again and again. And after every iteration, at the beginning of every iteration, it will check the condition. If the condition is true, then it will execute second time. If the condition is false, then it will go outside of the loop. Okay, let us see a live program. It will be clear when we do a live program. For instance, this program is asking us to print counter. Initially, the counter is equal to 1, and then it says while counter less than 1,000. Then it will print the counter, and it will say I will not. Okay, so let us do this in a live program. Okay, so let us copy this Okay. Let us go to REPL. And today, let us do a program in C#. Sorry. I will go new REPL, then we will click on C#, and then while loop, example 1, C#. Create REPL. Okay. So if we run this program, this is a simple program. It will print hello world how many times? Okay, but if I want to print this hello world multiple times, more than one times, I'm sorry. If I want to print hello multiple times, or should we do this? This is not a good way that I will write my hello world same thing 100 times or 1000 times in order to get output 100 times or 1000 times. So this is not a good way because it will make our program heavier. Even the same code we have written multiple times. So there is an alternative that we will use using loop control statement. For instance, initially let us put a variable counter integer type counter. Let us put at initially 1. Okay, then our program, let us make our program like this. While counter less than 1000. Counter less than 1000. So okay, so here is 1000. In before we understand 1000, let us make it 10 times. Then what you will, there is only one statement with my count, with my while loop, then I do not need to give this curly brackets. But if there are more than one statement, then we need to close them with the curly brackets. Okay, so then it says counter, okay, while counter less than 10, it is printing me hello world. Okay. Also, if I want to print counter, then I will do like this way. Counter plus hello world. Okay, can anyone please help me? If I run this program, how many times it will be executed? Anyone has a different? Yes. It will be running undetermined number, infinite number, because it says counter equal to 1 while counter less than 10. 1 is less than 10, right? So I did not change my value of counter, so it will be running again. You see that? It's always counter equal to 1. But really it will not be counting. So really it will not be running infinite number time forever. And after certain times it will, the memory space will be full. Stop. It is called program crash. We don't like to reach and in that situation. Okay, so here while loop is not completed yet. So we need to increase or decrease this counter value. So we need to make counter plus plus. That means counter equal to counter plus 1, right? And this is also written as same thing, counter plus equal to 1, right? These three statements are same, counter plus plus equal to counter plus 1 and also counter plus equal to 1. Now, if we run it, how many times it will be executing? Anyone has an idea? Yes, 9 times. I said counter equal to 1, then it will be executing until counter less than 10. That means 1 to 9. You see the counter equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times, right? Okay. So if I want to print this 10 times, then what should I do? Yes. So here, so what happens here? So at the last statement, let us analyze this. Okay, so initially counter equal to 1, then it will check while counter less than 10. Okay, it will check so the while loop will question to itself. That means while it says the question is that is counter less than 10? If the answer is true, then it will enter in this body. So then at the beginning you will say counter equal to 1, right? So then it will ask the question to itself, is 1 less than 10? True, right? Then it will enter in this. It will print counter equal to 1, and then we'll put hello world, and then it will increase counter by 1. So in this case, even if we say counter plus plus or plus plus counter, we will get same result. Okay, this is called the prefix notation of incremental operator, and if we put at the right side, then it's called postfix operation. In this case, prefix and postfix will give same result. Okay, so for the first time, when it's I equal to 1, it will print 1 and then hello world. I will be incremented to number 2 by 1. Then it will check again, it will come back to again, like number 6, and then we'll check again, is my counter equal to 2? Is 2 less than 10? Yes, right? So then it will print this line. Then again, after printing this line, it will make counter equal to 3. So then it will check, is 3 less than? Yes. So it will print this line. Like this way, it will print while at the line number 9, when I was 9, counter is 9. It will check, is 9 less than 10? Yes. So then it will print this 9 and hello world, and counter will be 10. At this point, it will be checking, is 10 less than 10? No, right? The result will be false. So then it will not execute this. So this is why 10 is not printed here. But if I wanted to print 10, then what I need to do here? Equal sign, less or equal 10. Then if I do this 10 times. You understand this? Okay, now if I understand this, then I can make it 100 times. Okay, it will run 100 times, right? Or I can make it 1000 or 10,000 or 100,000 or 1 million, as long as my life support it. Okay? So now everybody understand this? Okay, so we are here. Initially we are discussing counter for 10 times, for instance. Okay, there, but okay, run it again. For 10 times, in order to print 10 times this thing, there is another way that you will see frequently in books or in programs. The counter will be started from 0. So if we start from 0, then for 10 times, if we say less or equal to 10, actually we will get 11 times, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0 included, 11. Actually, in that case, we need to get rid of the equal. So 0 to less than 10, 0 to 9, equal to 10 times, right? 0 to 9, it has 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As a human being, we start counting from 1. We want to count something anytime, we start at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? But our computer and all electronic devices start counting from 0. There are some advantages of starting from 0. Okay, so now give attention please. So if we do like this way, instead of plus, if we do a minus minus counter, that means counter equal to counter minus 1, right? Okay, what will happen? How many executing? Okay, let us see how many times it will be executing. For initially counter equal to 0, right? So then it will check, is 0 less than 10? Yes, right? So this loop will be executed. And then after this counter will be negative 1, right? Here we are in decreasing counter. So counter will be negative 1. So then my counter, the next time counter will check negative 1 less than 10. Yes, right? Then it will execute and it will check negative, counter will make negative 1, negative 2, right? Then it will be again, it will be, so this will be an infinite loop. See, it is printing, but at certain time it will stop. When the memory will be full, stack will be full. But it will not be working infinite time. When the counter will exceed the range, okay, then you will stop. You can try yourself how many times it goes. Okay, so for instance, if I say 20, in this case, if I start with counter from 20, and then if we go this way until less than 10, let us see. Okay, so why did not print me anything? Can anyone please tell me what changes I need to do? I'm giving you hints. We need to make some changes on line number 6. Yes. So initially my condition is false, right? So we need to make my condition counter is greater than 10, right? If we say like this, then it will be executing sometime, right? Let us run it. It has printed 10 times. 11 to 20. Anyone has any issue or any, is there that did not understand anything for this? Okay. If you did not understand anything about this, okay, you will not be able to go ahead in programming. In that case, please say me during my or we have our graduate assistant or we have our teacher or you have your friends. There are a lot of resources, but you need to understand this. Unless you understand this, you will not be able to do this. We will use this looping condition a lot. Everywhere you will see that we will use, for instance, next week or sometime we will see that how to check whether a number is a prime number or not, or how to find GCD, greatest common divisor, or LCM, least common multiple of two numbers or a set of numbers. In order to do that kind of operation, we need to this. By the way, if something important than my lecture in this, then please go do that. Not in this room. Everybody clear about while loop? So whatever I discussed so far are explained on sheet. All of this slide sheet will discuss all of this. I discussed so far about 20 slides. Okay. In programming language, there is a term is called centennial value. The centennial value is a special input that represent the end of input from the user. You will see that your program says press Q to exit or press X to exit or press Walter plus F4 to exit, Control plus W to exit. That is the value that, for instance, here, if you see something for enter a grade, press or type 9999 to quit. Here in this case, 9999, this number is called centennial value. This value will be used to terminate the loop. We will see that sometime we will use this in our looping structure. The input validation for while loops are while loop can be used for input validation, making a program more robust. Ensure correct input values before processing, can issue error message or invalid data. So we will discuss this. But I'm giving you a homework. I'm giving this homework to everybody before you come to the next lecture. Please try this. Okay. Write a program in which you will allow your user, that means who will be running your program. He is the user. Is a secret number between 1 to 10. Okay, for this example, your secret number, you set your secret number to a literal for easy testing. For instance, you make your secret number 7. And as many times as long as you run your program, it will be asking you, guess the secret number between 1 to 10. For instance, you will try yourself. If you enter number 1, that is not equal to your secret number, right? For instance, you put your secret number 7, then it will give a message, no, you are not correct, try again. Okay, then until you enter 7, that is your secret number, then it will be asking you again and again, no, you are not correct, try again. As you enter 7, that if it matches with your secret number, it will say, okay, congratulations, you won nothing. Okay, then it will give you a message. Try this program before you come to your next lecture. Okay, so in this program you need to use a loop, and you need to use if statement also. So this is the program structure. It has flowchart, is a pseudocode, and some part of a program. It does not have main. Okay. This is the Boolean condition. This slide has how to solve it. Okay. But in your language, you like C#, Java, or C++ or Python, you have to, instead of read, you have to write a code how to input any number, and you have to use print in your language. Everybody please give a try. I will ask you to raise your hand. In our next lecture, who tried this and who did not try, okay? So here you see that we have to use while, else, and once you run this program, you can modify this to make something better or something different. Anyone has any issue? Is there anyone that you did not understand anything? Okay, if that is true, then see me. I'm going, after this lecture, I'm going to my office. If you did not understand anything from this lecture, please see me during my office hour. Okay, I want to make some changes in our program that we are discussing here. Okay, for instance, here we said that this statement is equivalent to like this, right? counter minus equal to 1, right? Uh, what is my mistake? The beautiful common mistake over here. Can anyone please tell me? Yes, I need to press semicolon. Like when you write a complete English sentence, you have to give a period, right? At the end. Or like languages, most of the programming languages, it's a semicolon. So here it says counter equal to counter minus 1. Okay, let me do it. Counter equal to counter minus 2. Then should I give same result or a different result? Initially my counter is 20. After that my counter is 18. After that my counter is 7, 16, then 14, then 12. And then it is not working for 10 because I do not have equal sign. If I put equal sign over here, it will print me one more time for 10. You understand? I think this will be a good starting point. If you understand this, then you will be having interest in programming. This course, at the beginning I told you, this course is the gateway, right? Entrance in software engineering or IT or computer. So you have to understand this. And by somehow you need to get interest on this, right? Still, if you see that if you are not feeling any interest in these stuffs, if you think that these are the horrible stuff to you, then I think you should change your track. We don't like, this is why, our program developers and programmers, our professors, they have fixed rules, straightforward rule that in order to take your second programming language, like I teach, like coordinate 1322, object-oriented programming, that is the main programming. You need to get a B, at least B in this course. If you do not understand this, or likely if you do not feel interested in this, then you will not be able to do the next programming course. But I think this is something interesting. When you do something and get your output on the screen, I think even if you teach this, I believe if you have a little brother or sister who are going to middle school to high school, if you try with them, they will understand this. And if they understand this, then you should and must understand this, right? But yeah, since these are the building block of our programming, so we want to spend more time on this, and there is no way that we will shaking foundation on this. How many minutes I do have? Okay. In our next lecture, we will discuss, not today, we will discuss do while. Okay, in our next lecture, today I want to get a start up. Do while is same thing like a while, but it has a little bit difference. Let us try to understand, to spend 3 more minutes to, if we understand the do while. Okay. At this time, I want to make a C# C++ program. Okay. Do while all one CPP C++. Okay. So here, this is my program, right? I say integer C is counter equal to, let me put 0. See if you understand something. Okay, so I want to do some mistake initially. While C greater than 10. If I do this, what do you think? Program will understand, run? Program will run? No, my C is greater than 10, right? It's not greater than 10, right? 0, right? For instance, whatever I say, C minus minus or something, no problem. It will not work. It will not give me any output. Because, let me C and then okay. You see that it will not go this year because C is not greater than 10. Okay, but if I say do this, if I say do this, do, so while like this, sorry, I want to make this. I say do this, so then even my condition, even the do while, what it does that thing one time. It does something, it checks the condition. That means even my condition is false, it executes the statement one time.